I see all these statistics all the time about how much new home sales are growing. So there's a lot more new home sales. There's more new homes, more new communities. Some of that's a segment of the market, but also some of that is the builders and the new home community understanding the investment in getting the home ready for sale and staging it. Because you don't go to a new home community without having a model home there. And selling your resale home, selling the home that you live in, or selling the home that you have lived in, is just as much about thinking like a builder. From a model standpoint, your home needs to look like a model home. Whether it's 1-800-GOT-JUNK coming and cleaning a bunch of stuff out, show home staging it, us giving them advice about positioning it in the market and doing the photos and the video. But the builders are running it like a business, and the traditional homeowner a lot of times goes into the idea of selling their home. They don't think about it like a business. They think about it emotionally, psychologically. That it's their home. They're not going to do this. They're not going to allow a lockbox. They're not going to allow a sign. There's so many things that home sellers do that don't make business sense. If the goal is to get your home the most money and the fastest sale, you you call the professional that has the answers, and you listen to them.
Right.
And if you don't listen to them, could your home still possibly sell? Yes. But you may get less money, or it takes longer to sell because you didn't want to think of it like a business decision.
Yep. Well, what I always find interesting is that the seller, I mean, with all the business that you do as a realtor and all the information and everything that you have to know as a realtor, you're the expert in what you do as a business, just like we are in what we do.
And I think when you say us, I think we as a team are. There are, however, unfortunately in our industry, there are a lot of realtors that don't do very much business, that don't sell very many homes, so the consumer looks at them like a used car salesman, or they look at them in a negative light because they think they're just a part-time kind of part-time realtor. But if you're talking to a realtor that sells a lot of homes, that does a lot of business, you're calling them for that reason. Listen to their advice, and their advice is going to point you in the right direction to get the home sold for the most money. And if you want to argue I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, okay, well, statistically speaking, you are probably going to get less money now because you don't want to do this, or you don't want to do that, and it's tough because you'll have people that literally, oh, I don't want to get rid of that couch. That's my favorite couch, and I love that couch, and I love sitting on the couch. Well, it's an eyesore, and people are going to walk into your living room, and they're not going to love your home because you have this nasty, junky couch in it, And but that's unfortunately what home sellers do a lot of the time. They don't. You have to literally think when you go to sell it, you have to forget that it's your home.
Right.
It's now a business. And what can I sell what can I do? It's similar to if you were a business owner, okay, and you were looking to sell your business. You're going to get you're going to get your ducks in a row. You're going to know your financials. Your profit and loss is going to be clean. You're going to get everything packaged so that it can be understood by somebody. But home sellers don't think like that. They think like, oh, well, you're just going to have to sell it the way I live in it, and we can do that.
Or think that the buyers will see the potential.
The buyers will see it. No, they won't.
Like
they can look past my couch. They can look past the stuff on the wall. They can look past the holes no, they cannot. And there's enough inventory for them to go buy something else. So if you are selling your home, realistically you have to think of your home like its own business at that point.
And everyone's really busy today's world. So a buyer is looking at the checklist of what they're going to have to do when they go into that home. So the more turnkey your home is, the better off.
Right.
And odor of the house is another thing. If you have animals, boy, you better make sure that you've got some freshener going on in the rooms.
So odor makes a big difference. But again, I think it's just thinking about it like a business. I mean, literally separate yourself from your junk. Your stuff. Separate yourself from your stuff. Step out of the picture and look at the house and be like, would I really want to buy it? Let me see what else is on the market. Does my home compare? Would I really want to buy it? Because, I mean, so many of the homes that we go into, have some of these things where it's like, what were you thinking? Like, what are you doing here? Like, you have to think about this like the consumer, and the consumer is not going to look past it. Or if they do, it's going to be because they get a significant enough discount, and you left money on the table because you could have done something simple to make it better. So, and that's one of the challenges that we constantly have is that people don't, they think they don't think about it like a business.
Well, and with the internet and all the programs now, HGTV and staging a home, preparing a home, doing the things you need to get a home sold, just all of those shows that you can watch, and plus the information that you receive online, the fact that the buyer is more savvy than they've ever been.
Right.
And to think that they will look by it or, ignore it is, you're fooling yourself.
Right.
Because they're not, if they're going out to buy one of the biggest investments in their life, they're going to make some investigative, online viewing and
Right.
educate themselves a little bit.
And I think that's a good point. If the home seller gets it, and they understand that and they listen, then everyone, we're cheering. This is what happens. We cheer. Your home sells. You get a great price. You're happy. And I think that's really what it's about. I mean, you're hiring us to ask us to to give you that advice. Then honor and listen to the advice that we give you, because we do know what we're talking. We've been through this, over 1,000 times.
It's not your
over the last
first
few years,
rodeo.
right?
Yeah.
So again, you're listening to the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show. We've been talking in today's show about how to best prepare your home for sale, how to declutter it, how to stage it, how to get the best possible return by preparing your home best for sale.